Summary, Chapter 4. Peeta volunteers to clean up Haymitch, who is drunk and has fallen in his own vomit. While Katniss sits in her room, she wonders why Peeta did this, then realizes he may just be kind. She decides this is more dangerous to her than an unlikable Peeta and determines not to get any closer with him. When she throws the cookies his father gave her out the window, they land in a field of dandelions, and she remembers gathering dandelions with Prim after she realized she would have to feed her family. Her mother, who is an apothecary, had a book describing plants that can be used for healing, and in it she found notes, made by her father, about which plants were edible. The next day, she went into the woods alone for the first time and began hunting and foraging regularly to keep her family alive. What she caught or collected that she didn't need, she would trade or sell at the hog. One day, she noticed some Katniss, the plant she's named after, in a pond. She dug up the edible roots, and that night she and her family ate till they were full. Her mother began to return to normal as well. Katniss, however, never fully forgave her weakness and their relationship was never the same. Katniss wonders what her mother and Prim are doing at home and falls asleep. In the morning she goes to the train's dining car. Effie, Peeta, and Haymitch are there. Haymitch is already drinking, and Peeta gets angry with him because he's supposed to be advising them. He slaps the drink out of Haymitch's hand. Haymitch punches him, and Katniss stabs her knife into the table between his hand and the liquor bottle. Haymitch wonders if he's got fighters this year and asks Katniss what else she can do with the knife. She pulls it out of the table and throws skillfully into the wall. If they don't interfere with his drinking, Haymitch says he'll help them. His first piece of advice is that whatever the stylists do to them, they shouldn't resist. The train finally arrives at the capital. Katniss and Peeta are amazed at the grandeur and strangeness of it. The people all have bizarre hair and painted faces. Peeta waves to the people gathered to see the tributes coming in. He says he's waving because some of them may be rich, and Katniss realizes he may be planning a way to survive the games, making him a threat to her. Summary, Chapter 5. In the capital, a team of people wax Katniss's body hair to prepare her for her stylist, Cinna. Cinna is quiet and modest. It's his first year working as a stylist for the Hunger Games, and to Katniss's surprise, he requested the tributes of the impoverished District 12. It is typical for the tributes to dress in a style that reflects their district, and Cinna says since District 12's industry is coal mining, Katniss's and Peeta's costumes will reflect coal's main function, which is to burn. Her costume will be lit with a synthetic flame, and Cinna calls her the girl who was on fire. In their matching costumes, an unusual touch as tributes are rarely made to match. Katniss and Peeta are escorted to a main plaza in the city, where they will go before the huge audience. The other district's tributes all have their turns, then just before Katniss and Peeta emerge, Cinna lights them and tells them to hold hands. They emerge and are instantly a sensation. The crowd loves them, and because of Cinna's work, they are the most memorable tributes of the night. Summary, Chapter 6. At the training center, where the tributes stay until the games begin, Effie Trinket talks enthusiastically about Katniss and Peeta. Katniss, meanwhile, is in awe of how luxurious her room is. It's larger than her house and has all sorts of automated features, notably in the shower and closet. Katniss finds everyone, including the stylists, in the dining room for dinner. The servers are all young people dressed in white tunics. Katniss, who has had some wine, says she knows one of them, a girl with red hair, then realizes this person is associated with a bad memory. Effie snaps at her, saying she can't possibly know an Avix. Haymitch explains that an Avix is someone who committed a crime and had their tongue cut out. Katniss says it must be a mistake, and Peeta covers for her by saying the Avix girl resembles someone from their school. Everyone talks about their success at the ceremony, then Haymitch tells Katniss and Peeta to go get some sleep. Their training begins the next day. Katniss and Peeta go to the roof, where they can speak without being overheard. There's an electrified field around it so tributes can't jump off, and Peeta leads Katniss to a garden where wind chimes and the wind will cover their voices. Katniss says she and Gale were hunting in the woods one day when they saw a ragged-looking girl and boy running in terror. A hovercraft appeared and captured the girl in a net. It hauled her up instantly, then shot the boy through with a spear that had a cable attached and hauled his body up too. Then it disappeared. Katniss says for a moment, before the girl was taken, she locked eyes with her, but Katniss did nothing. The memory haunts her. They go back inside because it's cold, and Peeta asks Katniss if Gale is a relative. He also asks if Gale came to say goodbye when she left. She says he did, but so did Peeta's father. Peeta mentions that his father knew Katniss's mother. They said goodnight, and in her room Katniss sees the red-headed Avix. She asks the girl to take some clothes to Cinna, and as she falls asleep, wonders if the girl will enjoy watching her die in the games.